That was fantastic. Topic to follow.
Let's not even try. Open mouth surgery.
Look. Adjectives. A very, very tall tree is about to come crashing right on this spot where we are standing.
According to Pharmapoetica, you lost the bet, and so you must take the pill. And now you owe me a San Pellegrino.
Avoid double adjectives whenever possible, since they tend to dilute rather than reinforce the effect.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I will be injecting each of your eyeballs with flax to make them bulge like a poke's.
Look, a big jerry can full of extremely corrosive hydrochloric acid. That's not bad. Adverbs. Do not breastfeed if you're using adverbs, since this could harm the infant. Speak to a poet.
The Sugar Pills Are Free, starring Jude Law and Lupita Nyong'o.
In the case of serious side effects, requiring an immediate response from you and your family, call the emergency service.
The blue pills are from China. They feature a little dying stork engraved on the upper face. In China, a dying stork represents immense, incurable incontinence.
Articles. You can use articles in any conversation, text, or other exchange of words.
I get so angry sometimes, I become so volatile. I blame my shift pattern at work. Sometimes I kick my friends right in the thigh, but I'm getting better at not taking it out on people that I know well and will see on a day-to-day basis.
You can use as many articles you want, wherever you may be, or whoever you may be. And that goes for all of you too.
The red pills are from China. They feature a little engraved dying Chinese woman. In China, the upper face symbolizes the many chins of the crying octopus.
Interjections. Shout, scream, whisper, sing. Do what the hell you like. Interjections are completely different from other words in the language anyway.
I itch relentlessly. I have ICS, itchy crotch syndrome. I got it in a Copenhagen glory box.
Interjections are your first words, and in all probability, also your last.
When angry, I let nothing go. If you make eye contact with me, I will glare right back at you. If you do not look away, I will ask you, what the fuck are you looking at?
Conjunctions. Conjunctions deal with life and death. Conjunctions are very philosophical. They tell you what position to take in relation to something else. They have to do with relationships, connections, and classifications. They are your best friends and also your enemies.
I can smell farts everywhere today. I am starting to worry I have a perforated colon.
At the first sign of serious side effects, call an ambulance, contact a poet, or visit a library.
When I learned once British people shot cannons at Copenhagen, I felt awful. I phoned Mads Mikkelsen right away to say sorry. He told me to take a chill pill. I'm glad I read that sharp book. It was swashbuckling history.
Nouns. Nouns can easily close in on themselves, but will be opened up again on repeated use of nouns in questions. Try, for example, repeating it so many times that it turns into a chewing gum in the mouth. Blow it up into a bubble.
Doctors are so sick of the sight of me, but when they tell me I'm perfectly fine, I feel an inexpressible sense of joy. Apart from that one time when I was diagnosed with ICS.
Generally speaking, nouns do however, have a pleasant way of laying the world open. With their countless associations, regulations, and concrete connections, use nouns cause your words to expand.
Viggo Mortensen is a poet. He has his own boutique publishing house. It is closed to submissions, but I texted him and he agreed to look at my manuscript. It is called David Bowie in Middle-earth. It's a collection about Russian mafia in London invading Ukraine on Pancake Day on flimsy pretext. He said he'll get back to me in 6 to 8 weeks.
Verbs. Things happen. The skies are happening blue. The flowers happen on the stem. Come into being, human being. Verbs have a special relationship with the words to and I. Verbs are dependent on these two words in many different contexts. To for the world, and I for you.
The green pills are from China. They feature a little engraved image on their upper face. It is of a lemming in a Viking helmet. The image is inaccurate, the helmet has horns. If the lemming wore this helmet into battle, other creatures would grab the horns and break its neck. In China, the colour green symbolises the bonelessness of the penis.
Prepositions. Please note, you must use preposition when you're breastfeeding.
I know a friend who loved Dane. I once dated a Dane, but she was mental, and I had to flee as she said she wanted to have my child, which I told her wasn't possible as bare sperm cannot fertilise a human egg.
Don't give it a thought. Prepositions store themselves. You may have to put them in their place, though, and they might not stay there where you put them.
Yeah, I really like the word pharmacy, Morten. I'm just not sure it's appropriate for a psychiatrist's waiting room.
Pronouns. Fainting fits, cramps can be serious. Awareness disorder, loss of place, loss of self. Dilated pupils. This can be or can become serious. Speak to a poet.
The yellow pills made me realise that don't eat yellow snow is a pretty sound rule. That I would warn against eating any kind of weather.
Sense of personal unreality or personal alienation. Loss of place, loss of self, loss. Pathology, euphoria, mania, retarded ejaculation, impotence, orgasmic difficulties, diminished sexual desire, anxiety, confusion, indifference, increased sexual desire, lengthy, painful erection, male lactation.
The noun to torture is not exclusively used by poets, but was invented by a poet. His name was William Piper, otherwise known as Billy Piper, and his own father was a chemist. And after a successful music and acting career, he said to torture when trying to describe how hard it was to write verse in German after the Second World War.
Edema, hypersensitivity, hair loss, increased sensitivity to sunlight, photosensibility, panic attacks, teeth grinding, namelessness, heightened risk of bone fractures, aggressiveness.
What Michael Kohlhaas has taught me is that Danes love words, they love pharmacists, and they love milk. And this inspirational tale of a pharmacist who uses words to milk a goat taught me that a man should follow his dreams at the expense of women down the darkest pharmaceutical word hole available.
Numerals. They know when you're born, and they will know when you die.
Fizzy tears, meat tornado. The only gold digger I'd sleep with would be a literal alloy storm shovel, the kind used to clear yellow snow.
Overconsumption of numerals can diminish the body's ability to absorb minerals.
I am death, destroyer of worlds. Whatever doesn't kill you, gets you later. Thanks.